There are 3 foods that are really critical to helping your liver detox. But first, we have to understand the liver isn't all that we think it is. It does a lot more than just that. It's the job of the liver to aid in digestion. It signals bile production so that you can actually digest fats. Then, of course, it does detox, but it also plays some metabolic roles in terms of regulating your blood glucose and some other things. It's actually very, very intricately involved in the metabolism of every single calorie. And in this video, I want to break down 3 foods that are going to help you detox your liver. But before I get into that, I want to explain what really makes a liver become toxified in the first place. I'm not just talking about constantly being exposed to toxic things. I'm talking about metabolism in general. You see, what ends up happening whenever we consume food, our liver is having to work hard. And particularly when we are eating a lot of food and we're in the process of gaining weight, or we're really just off the wagon, so to speak. Well, what ends up happening is inflammatory signals get sent to the liver. And when those inflammatory signals get sent to the liver, it tells the liver to start storing a lot more of the fat that it can't store in regular fat tissue. So if you're gaining weight too fast, or you're going through a period where you consume a lot of calories, you can actually start contributing to what's called a clogged or a fatty liver, which sounds like it's something that's only a medical condition, but it's really more than that. It's something that a lot of us face. So think of it like this. You have white adipose tissue. It's called white fat, and it's usually trying to store certain fats for later use, for energy. Well, they can only absorb so much at one point in time. So eventually, the liver ends up catching on and storing the remainder of it. Well, this causes the liver to get sort of clogged up, and when the liver gets clogged up, it's unable to help you metabolize additional foods. It's unable to allow you to absorb the fats properly, which ends up making it so that your fats continue to store even more in and around your liver. This, very much so, is the pure definition of a clogged liver. But there's more to it than just eating a lot of calories and gaining fat in the liver. You see, what ends up happening is our liver becomes preoccupied with all the different toxins that are around us all the time. You know, we've got things like DDTs, we've got BPAs, we've got all these other preservatives and toxins that are out in the world that are occupying the liver's time, meaning it's not able to really put its best foot forward when it comes down to digesting food. That right there can be a problem. So simply because the liver is preoccupied, it's not able to allow us to get the most out of our nutrients, and it's just kind of storing things. That's exactly why our livers become so toxic. So let's actually start making the change. Here's a few foods that you can use to start taking back control of your liver. The first one is garlic. You see, garlic is a member of what's called the allium family. Alliums are known to have a big impact on the liver. They have an impact on a lot of organs from a detoxing standpoint, but garlic is very unique in and of itself. See, what makes garlic so unique is that it's sulfur containing, and actually having the sulfur component can help metabolize some of the other components that normally would have a rough time being metabolized in the liver. But additionally, it's extremely high in vitamin B6, and vitamin B6 is very, very critical for reducing what are called homocysteine levels. Homocysteine increases inflammation in the liver. So if we can lower homocysteine, we can potentially reduce the inflammation within the liver. That is the steamrolling process of accumulating toxins in the liver to begin with. So garlic is not only a good treatment, but it's a tremendous preventative. So add it to your food whenever possible. Okay, the next one is turmeric. Now, turmeric has a myriad of different benefits as is, but when it comes down to the liver, they're pretty specific. You see, the way that turmeric works with the liver is it communicates directly with the liver cells itself. And what it tells these liver cells to do is to become more receptive to LDL cholesterol. What does that mean? That means that your body actually reduces its blood levels of LDL cholesterol because the liver is having the ability to absorb them more. So therefore, you have less free-flowing LDL cholesterol. But let's take a look at liver enzymes, because if you're watching this video, maybe you got some blood work and you saw that your liver enzymes are a little bit elevated. We're talking specifically about alanine aminotransferase, okay, that's the ALT. That's the one that we really want to watch out for. Well, what this study looked at was 60 participants. 30 of the participants, they gave 3 grams of fermented turmeric powder to, and the other 30, they gave a placebo to. And all 60 of these participants had high elevated levels of alanine aminotransferase. So they had high levels of liver enzymes. They were elevated probably from either toxins or bad cholesterol readings or whatever the case may be there. What they measured was giving them this 3 times per day for 12 weeks. And lo and behold, those that took the turmeric ended up having not only lower levels of alanine aminotransferase, but they also had lower levels of other liver markers as well. proving that turmeric is not just good for one liver enzyme, it's good for overall liver health and cholesterol altogether. And the last food that you want to use to detoxify your liver as much as possible are beets. Why beets? Well, they have a couple of different things. Mainly, they have something called pectin. Pectin is a very unique fiber because it's not like other fibers. What pectin will actually do is actually help clear out the toxins that the liver dumps. So when the liver goes through its own natural detoxification phase, it dumps toxins. The problem is sometimes those toxins like to circle back around through the body and redeposit back into the liver. Pectin allows itself to bind to those toxins and excrete them through the body. Then we have something called betaine. Okay, betaine is already naturally contained in beets, but it allows the liver to hold on to betaine that's naturally occurring. And betaine is something that contributes to a lot of the natural detoxification process to begin with. So now you look at beets and you've got this magical thing that ends up going from soup to nuts, everything the liver needs. It's got the betaine to help the liver actually detox and dump the toxins. Then it's got the pectin to pick up the toxins that are in the bloodstream and in the digestive system and pass them on through. So that's pretty darn cool. And last but not least, it encourages the production of glutathione, which is our body's inherent ability to detox anyway. So with increased levels of glutathione, the liver is able to detox, the cells are able to regenerate, and we are in a great position to start getting healthy. But when it all comes down to it, I don't want to sound like a broken record. It really just comes down to what you put in your body and not letting your liver get to that place in the first place. Although much of it is not our fault because we're exposed to so much stuff. So when it comes down to getting your turmeric, make sure you're getting it in an absorbable form. That means something like a liposomal delivery, like one from PuraTHRIVE. So as always, keep it locked in here and make sure you click on the link and check out not only the full article, but check out how you can start absorbing turmeric by using PuraTHRIVE, getting the most out of your diet, most out of your life, the most out of everything around you. I'll see you soon.